The Crits and Critters Yuletide Spooky Spectacular is a survival horror D&D one-shot unsuitable for the faint of heart and scared little babies.
I really thought I came up with something new. Let me tell you, I was convinced. I was like, oh, I've got one now. I'm not going to get confused.
That old thing is completely out the window, but this...
A lot of dust up here.
I love Benji.
Benji's good. Banjo's also good.
It's two good possums.
I just can't feel Benji.
Welcome to Crits and Critters Spooky Spectacular Yuletide Special! This is an actual play podcast set in solarpunk world of Unu, where magical animals use swords, but not lasers. I am not your game master. I am Andrés Eduardo. I am playing Dr. Dhin, crocodile ecologist, and very scared boy right now. I am joined by...
I'm Calley. I am playing Scoutmaster Benji, a possum paladin who is also not unafraid.
I am Zoe. I'm playing a Greek Yiayia goat warlock named Rena, and she's totally not scared at all.
She's the most fine, I think, now.
She's been through some shit.
She seems stable.
She's seen it all.
Oh, God. Okay.
And I am Austin Rasmussen. I'm your DM for today.
Woo!
Going through this spooky adventure. Last time, our party of 3 chartered a ship to the mining town of Khiem Dhin. That ship, the Everlast, was captained by Rala, the toad, and Marnie, the salamander. Through the trip, lots of small, spooky events occurred. Benji relived a traumatic experience in the forest, digging up the pelt of a pup named...
Little Gregory.
Dr. Dhin had the boat destroyed by a Leopleurodon and saw the drifting dead body of Kristoff.
Yeah.
And Rena
sure did.
opened a golden door sealed with chainmail, recovered an odd antler capped with a burning green flame, and walked out into Benji's nightmare.
Yeah. So everything was cool before that part.
But then you saved me, and now it's all good.
Did I? I think I killed you. I don't know.
Awakening to a storm, the trio ran to the deck, helped navigate back out of the storm, and suddenly was in calm seas underneath a strange sky. A short drift away was Khiem Dhin, where the party has just landed. On the rocky shores, Rala has killed the engine, and the first to jump off the ship onto the sand is Dr. Dhin.
Oh, sand.
So you're on the shore.
Sand angels.
You start making sand angels immediately?
Just the one, but yeah.
Big crocodile sand angel.
So Dr. Dhin jumps onto the shore, immediately collapses on his back, and not convulses, but makes sand angels.
Oh, goodness. It is good to be back on more or less solid ground. Hey, Marnie!
Yeah. What's the
engine repair situation looking like?
Oh, well, we can work on it, but when you're in town, I'm gonna need a pull string.
Oh, there is a town here.
Yes.
Okay.
Bring it back if you can. We're gonna work on some minor repairs in the meantime.
Minor repairs.
Because we're at a quarry, right?
All right, sounds good, Marnie. I will be more serious and dust myself off, get my pack and my things that I would want for going into town.
I throw them off the boat to you.
Thank you there, Scoutmaster.
You got it. Is that all you folks need from town?
That's it.
Just a pull string?
Just a pull string and rations.
Rations? Yeah,
Yes,
I figured.
we'll need
Food.
rations to get back.
Okay.
Right, because
And not
we
a
lost
new
all of
boat,
ours.
right? Just the pull
We'll
string
see
is
if they
fine.
have a
String.
new boat, but I don't think they do.
Okay.
Perhaps any I don't know, hull repairs. Do you need some new sheet metal or something of the sort?
She looks down and around at all the broken ships all over the place. Says, I'm sure we can find something if we need it.
I'm not going to think about that too hard.
All right, off to town.
Off to
Here we
town.
go.
Okay.
So just beyond the edge of this rocky beach is a pretty sheer cliff. Think the Pacific Northwest or Ireland, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Above you, about 35 feet high now, is the top of those massive docks that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to the top of that is a rusty ladder. Besides that, scaling cliffs would be fairly dangerous.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get up on that ladder. You guys can follow me
You're
if you
going to
want.
go first.
I'm gonna go for it. Yeah. I'm a mountain goat. I got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your arms are tired and shaking from the battle in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
You've had about 30 minutes to recover, but you're definitely not your normal self. So as you're climbing this ladder, I would like you to roll in athletics with a -2 to the result.
Oh, no. She's about to fall on my head.
15.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's slow going, strong, and you definitely have some weakness and shaking about halfway up where you just have to recover and continue up. But you are all right.
Is there perhaps a safer way to get up to the top of the docks here?
It's either cliff or ladder, right?
That's what I imagine.
Cliff or ladder?
Cliff or ladder. You ever play that board game when you were
Cliff
little?
ladders.
Oh, yeah, cliffs and ladders.
Why don't you go up the ladder next if you want? I'll go right after you.
Could I perhaps acrobatics my way up the ladder? Be a nimble crocodile?
Yeah. That'll be okay.
Oh, it's 23.
You are more than happy to get away from the ocean and skedaddle up this ladder with deftness and never look down once.
And now all that's behind me.
Oh,
Great.
Benji. Benji is down below still.
Benji is going to also try to traverse this ladder with his wonderful little opposable thumbs. And since he...
Does he get advantage for opposable thumbs?
+2.
All right. Oh, I think it's a 7.
It's a 7.
Oh, no.
So you don't get very far up. You climb roughly about 6 feet and then take a look off into the ocean, and just the stillness, it just causes something to stir in you, and you lose focus. Go for another rung and realize that it has some just wet rust on it that slips underneath your hand. And totally just off the back to the ocean, or back to the beach, slam down hard, and then roll a d6 damage for me.
Oh, no, Benji.
4.
Okay, so 4 damage.
Okay.
Oh, so we see that, I assume?
Yeah.
Can we lower a rope?
Yeah, let's establish what each of you have in your packs,
Oh.
Okay.
and then we'll kind of go from there.
Oh,
So.
shit, this actually matters in a survival game.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we all have 50 feet of rope as a default?
Sure.
And like 2 torches?
I've got arrows, traveling clothes, hunting traps, longbow, quarterstaff, hunting rifle, spear, sprig of mistletoe, a whip, and then bedroll, oil, rations, rope, a tinderbox, looks like 10 torches, and a water skin.
Yeah, you're definitely packing.
Okay.
I mean, an entire bedroll, a bunch of rations. So
yeah.
just be considerate of that. I didn't hear you list off health potions.
Were we allowed to have health potions?
You didn't take any.
What? Okay.
I have healing spells.
I also
Okay, good.
I also grabbed my bag of 1,000 golds.
Sure.
All right. Who in this town has all that shit I need?
All right. But a rope is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has got what? What does Rena have?
I have rope, knitting supplies, my worry beads, some health-infused snacks, and 2 drachma in case I die.
Oh, okay. And the book, right?
And the book.
Benji.
Benji has a decent array of nature survival kits. A little camping kit, a quarterstaff, a little set of darts, and a pea shooter, I think. And, regular rations, a torch. I'd say a basic first aid kit, but nothing.
Yeah.
No potion.
Okay.
And maybe a little fire starter.
Okay. Perfect. So with your survival kits, if a rope is lowered down to you, I'm sure you can fashion something with a carabiner or some kind of rope loop, tie down, whatever.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll lower a rope to Benji.
Okay. I'm going to try to expertly tie it around myself in not the sexy way, but in a way that's really going to get all the limbs safely secured.
Okay.
Under the pits.
Yes. Under the tail. I've still got that big possum tail.
Yeah.
Naked and hairy.
So you're not going to have to roll to climb up with the support of the rope.
Okay.
So, Rena,
Yes.
you feel a strong emotion while you are watching these two. You might be participating as well, helping pull up. And you can feel that emotion almost like a draft in a house coming off of Dr. Dhin. And so, Dr. Dhin, what's your most recent strong emotion?
I would say strong emotion. I think he did strongly experience relief to be off the boat and get to the sand. It is still tinged with a certain doubt that his troubles are over, but as far as he's concerned, like, that was a spooky boat voyage, but it's over now, and he's on land, and he can focus on that very interesting photograph he got.
Okay, so like I said, like a draft, you have a flashback to your dream when you were sitting in the bunk looking between the 3 doors. And that is sort of what it feels like, is that the door that was towards where Dr. Dhin's bunk was has that kind
strong
of draft. You associate the draft with the door.
Okay. All right.
I have a drafty aura.
He does.
You are all on top of this pier,
All
looking
right.
down back towards the ocean. It's just this long, rusted steel pier with these broken down crane supports where they would have, pulled and lowered things. And huge tie-offs where you would probably have just robust ropes that were used to secure ships in place, kind of like cruise ships.
Yeah.
How old do these things look? How long do they look like they've been untouched?
This pier was probably built 100 years ago,
Okay.
and it's probably been 50 years since it's really been in operation
Okay.
for its original purpose.
Okay. So does
Is there any signage towards town?
It's obvious that there is kind of a trail, and leading off the back of the pier are actually these huge rail cars lines where you would roll down a big rail car, but they're probably 15-20 feet apart, and they're really thick gauge, so you can follow back to town fairly easily, or at least towards something.
Okay.
Oh, okay, but we're not like waiting for a train car to come by and pick us up and
No,
public
nothing.
transportation us back to. Okay.
Nope, nothing like that.
Well, Rena starts walking in towards the interior, following the tracks.
Yeah, I guess I follow.
My navigation skills tell me town is this way.
Okay. All right, little guy.
You
Let's go.
are a truly
That's a little joke for
impressive.
for you guys.
So you head that way. It takes about 15 minutes of walking before you start to see something out of the fog, large and vertical. There is a wall built
Mm.
about 60 feet high. And at the top of the wall, there's an additional section of about 10 feet that is angled up and towards the center of the encampment.
Oh no.
It's like parapets, like a castle wall.
Not so much a parapet.
I feel doesn't things angled in mean it's trying to keep stuff in, not out? Isn't that what that's supposed to mean?
Well, or they're trying to keep things from running up the wall.
Do we know anything about this wall? Is there, I don't know, like an investigation or a history or
A door,
something
perhaps.
we can learn?
Door.
Is like the it's on the path. Like there's
Are there any
path, and then
big-
wall with no town.
Are there huge bloody scratch marks on the wall?
That was a lot of questions. First, the train tracks go along the wall kind of parallel for a while.
Okay.
So you haven't seen where they terminate just yet.
Okay.
It's just this wall is something you can recognize. The outside of the wall is unaccosted, besides maybe salt encrusted on the side from the breeze in the ocean. And what was the third question?
Big bloody scratches?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's unaccosted.
Unaccosted.
Nope, no big
Okay.
bloody scratches.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep following the train tracks. I feel like it's not worth it to try and get over a 60-foot wall right
Yeah.
now with no door.
Agreed.
Sure, yeah. Okay. All right.
I do still have the rope on.
Okay.
I think that's my rope. So
You're walking
you
him
alone.
like a
You
You
little.
can have mine.
I
I
remember.
give you my untied rope because yours is comfy and we might need it.
okay.
Has anyone been to Camterra before or had a particular connection in any way?
I had been once before,
Okay.
and that story is a fascinating one. And it is that I've been here once before.
Okay. How many years ago?
Let's say 20 years. So if this town was really booming, this is post, when the industry has kind of fallen apart, but maybe not as, I would imagine, as desolate as it seems currently. Maybe there were still some people trying to make lives for themselves on this island back then,
Okay.
if that's right.
Big game hunter.
Yeah.
Roll me ecologist.
Big game hunter says
roll
what?
me
Thank
an
you.
animal handling or nature. And then I'll tell more about Benji's experience.
It's a 7. 7 animal handling. Oh, I'm sorry. 8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as much as you can tell, this wall would be terrible at keeping something from the outside, besides it being tall. Benji,
Mm-hmm.
last time you were here, this wall was about 30 feet high
Mm-hmm.
and was mostly intended to be a wave breaker.
Okay.
But did not have the top L-shaped section,
Mm-hmm.
kind of angled section that it does now.
Okay. Share this. I say it seems like they've added on since I've been here last, but with the waves that we just saw, maybe the weather has gotten so much worse out here that they've just had to heighten the wall.
Yeah, I suppose. I feel like there would be a sign or something at least, 1 mile to front door or what have you.
Rena does not think this is a weather wall. She's getting a bad feeling from this wall.
Well, maybe there is a sign. Maybe there's a sign up there.
I shift the weight of my hunting rifle, then keep walking, looking for a sign.
You continue down the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Benji, actually, at the end of these tracks, there is a door that's typically used for smaller people-sized transport. So you could get like a wheelbarrow through it, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple of these along the wall,
Mm-hmm.
usually always next to where there's these giant hoppers, where stone or ore or whatever would be put onto one side. The whole thing will rotate and shift and then dump it on a train on the other side, and it would kind of go back and forth through the wall. As you approach the base of this large wall, where you would expect there to be a door, you see that the remaining door has been cemented shut.
Oh. Oh.
Above you, there is there's one of these big, what would you call them, rail cars or whatnot, that's been pushed all the way up against the wall, and there's a hopper that is almost completely closed outward, so you could get into it, and there's just a sliver and a crack on the inside where you could maybe get through the wall.
Does the ground underneath that sliver look well-traveled, smooth, like people use this as an entrance often?
No.
Well, this is an unexpected obstacle.
Can I try and cast a spell?
Sure.
Are there small creatures here? Like, these are animal characters, so they wouldn't be animals, but like, bugs, teeny tiny dinosaurs, that kind of thing?
I think maybe besides just a couple little critters on the beach, like sand lice, that sort of thing. You don't really have anything in particular.
So, like, no, like, dragonflies or anything that can fly?
Not exactly where you are. The backside of the island had some items, like a small little orchard, that sort of thing. Couple allotment patches that were used for basic crops. So there could be something over there, but...
So there is no tiny beast that I can see within 30 feet of me from anywhere that I could task with magically carrying a message.
Magically carrying a message?
I have a spell called the Animal Messenger. Oh, I specify a location I have visited. Well, never mind. Okay.
Can I make I think it might be a survival check to see how safe this entrance actually looks when you describe this mechanism that flips back and forth to receive large amounts of material and drop it off on the other side. And you said there's a minecart pushed up against it. Is it propping that thing open?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Can I join Benji on that?
Sure. Yeah, jump in on it. And Rena, let's see if I've got something.
Okay.
16 for survival.
19. We're a good team, you and I.
I very heartily concur.
If you see any bugs around here, you let me know. Could use a little snack.
I knew you were going to eat them.
I like grubs.
I will keep an eye out for you, sir.
So as these two are talking, and I'll talk about the results of those dice in just a second, as you're looking up at that sliver of a gap that goes through the wall, you see, or rather feel, a green flame.
Oh. Okay.
The cart itself, they are built to get on top of, because there's these big hooks that you use to put them on the top of ships and things like that. So there's actually a really dodgy, but it is a staircase thing that is built into the side of it, so you can kind of climb up with a railing. This hopper is intended to fall open and then slam on a cart, and then sometimes it actually goes slightly beyond so that there's actually an angle to dump all of this out.
Okay.
So this particular cart looks like it's been dislodged a little bit, and so that angle didn't close it all the way like it was supposed to, and that's why there's a little gap left over. You're not sure exactly what the mechanisms are to move them back and forth, but it's not a delicate hinge.
Okay.
So it seems like the whole assembly is pretty much in place.
Okay. Well, can we all even fit underneath it?
Can the smallest of us fit? How big is it?
I think perhaps it may warrant trying to be stealthy as we poke our noses forward.
Well, sure, but we're coming into town. We don't want to seem like we're sneaking up on folks who've obviously had quite a few
I'll draw
years here.
I'll try to describe for the audience a little bit on what you're seeing here. So you have a rail car. You've got a triangle-shaped brace about 10, 20 feet up on the wall that is designed to rotate back and forth.
Well, I think I'm going to try and climb up there and just look through it because I'm feeling compelled by the green flame emotion that I'm having with it.
I'd like to cast guidance on you as you do this.
Just one so far?
I would like to very sneakily go behind Rena. And before I do so, I will get out my pair of lucky boots that I always wear on hunts.
Okay.
All right, cool.
A special pair of lucky
My
boots.
special pair of lucky hunting boots.
I'm
Okay.
just going to wear my no shoes and follow them.
I'm going to roll a stealth check. That's a 26.
26 on stealth
Stealth, to be sneaky.
with the assistance of the boots. I don't know if anyone else realizes, but kind of big crocodile from before all of a sudden just becomes very agile and ghostly in this slight fog. And like that guy in the Monsters Inc.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Randall. Yeah. Love that.
Unnerving.
Well, I don't have the sticky hands.
I sometimes have sticky hands.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're quite the pair.
I nod vigorously. And we'll follow the two of you up to see what we see there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we looking at?
So when you get to the other side of the hopper, it's got a thick mud and rust build up over time. So even though it's fairly sheer, you can kind of dig your boots into the crud and get yourself little handholds to pull yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get up there and peek over the edge of that hopper wall, you see a 20-foot drop. And the continuation of another rail car on the inside. There's a mechanism kind of at the base of the wall, which is used to move the hopper back and forth.
Okay.
And then there's rail cars heading back towards what we'll call the middle of the city. We'll just call it the city, even though this is not where people are living just yet.
Yeah.
The inside of the walls. So obviously that goes somewhere, but it's pretty foggy for you to see too far at this moment. Below you is a debris field where probably old pieces of slate and mud and things like that when this hopper was used is still sitting at the bottom. So if you were to fall, there may be a little bit of a cushion or something, but it's not going to be comfortable by any means. And there's definitely no real coming back up.
No.
Are we sure this is the only way in on this wall? Did we walk a whole circuit around the wall?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think it may be worth just seeing.
I'm going to
'Cause
keep
we're gonna
walking
need
around
to
the circumference.
Get out of here again.
There must be a gate or a door. I mean, what are their names? Hang on.
Marnie.
Yeah, if Marnie and Rala are coming here all the time, they seem very confident that I would be able to simply walk into town and buy them a pull cord.
Yeah, there's got to be something else going on in here. Let's go for a little power walk, scouts. I mean, friends.
All right.
I always wanted to be in the Scouts.
Rena
It's never too late.
draws a little symbol. Once she hops down, she draws a symbol in the ground to mark this spot so that they can find it again.
Breadcrumb trail.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Dr. Dhin is now like fantasizing about his life as a scout.
I'm saying people join at all ages, and you can become a master scout at any age as well. It really just takes about 3 years of really concentrated effort, but it's absolutely accessible. And the fashion, I pat my little shirt. I mean, come on.
I cannot find a way to disagree with you there, sir. It sounds like a lovely way to retire.
Retire.
Rena, as you turn away from the opening and away from wherever the green fire might be, you hear the rattling of chainmail faintly through the fog.
Coming from the direction of the opening? You guys, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely something behind there.
behind the wall?
Yeah.
Didn't we keep... Okay.
Well, I would hope so. That's where we want to go, right?
Like...
I'm feeling like it's more spiritual than like a concrete something. I don't know how to describe it, but
Well, supposing there is a settlement full of people who might sell us the things we need to go on our individual, various and sundry reasons we're here, I would guess that must be where the sound of any shaking chainmail is coming. I don't hear this, right?
Nope.
Yeah. I trust your ears, ma'am.
I mean, I can hear it clear as day, so I don't know. She just starts walking towards the...
Is that a red flag for either of us? Like, if she hears, jingling, jangling, clear as day, am I gonna...
I mean,
It's up to you as player.
Yeah, I respect that she knows quite a bit about what she knows about. Do I know what she knows about? Not entirely. Or really even a little bit. But do you want to not look for another entrance?
I feel like I am being pushed to go this way. I feel like
Is that usually good?
50-50.
Okay.
There have been times in my life where I've had this feeling and it's gotten me out of dangerous situations by following the push. That's all I'm going to say.
I think that's as good a reason as any to wait. So you're being pushed to go inside the wall right now, or
yeah.
Well, let's see what we can do about that. It's a 20-foot drop on the other side. We got 50 feet of rope. I think we can manage some kind of pulley system. Yeah. All right.
A piece.
That's okay.
All right. Yeah. I guess then I will grab
go down first.
My esteemed colleague, Mr. Benji. And I will simply grab the rope he still has tied around his waist and lower him down gently.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
You're going to die. Someone's going to jump out of the ground and fucking eat you.
Snack on a rope. I would like to... Is there any area we can do this where there is more obscured vision of me from the center of the city? Or as soon as...
This is the only hopper that's open like this, right?
Yeah, I'm in broad view.
That you've gone to so far? This is the first entrance through the wall you've seen.
Well, Rena feels compelled to go through this entrance, and I rolled a 1 privately to resist following whatever she does.
Not for dropping your friend, okay.
Not for dropping my friend, no.
Yeah, just follow the old lady. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yep, okay, great.
Okay.
So what do I roll? Or is there a roll?
I mean, so if you drop down, if Benji drops down and then unties himself, we can pull the rope back up and use it for 2 people at least. And then
Yeah.
Well, I gave him my rope, which is good scout rope.
It is good scout rope.
we could tie them together and tie the rope to something up here so that we can climb down, and then it'll be there for us when we get back.
No, that's true. Lose 50 feet of rope, though. We could cut one in half.
Sure.
I suddenly regret taking 2 levels of rogue. When I was 7 levels of ranger, I had a climbing speed of 30. This would have been so much easier. Nobody's got spider climb or boots of spider climb.
Not in this campaign.
I think I might have levitate.
And my another one, absolutely.
Levitate would be ideal.
So you 2 use the rope to get down, and I'll just levitate myself down.
Okay. Rope down Benji, rope down me. She unties the rope at the top and brings it down and levitates to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So you cast levitate, and I think in Unu, almost all spells travel through ley lines, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever it feels like to cast a spell, you almost get the energy coming through a ley line up into you, and then you get to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of the way things flow through the world.
Yeah.
So here you feel that ley line, and just like the road you had walked through to go retrieve the horn, you feel it dip down below into something and then come back up again.
Okay.
And your spell,
Below.
it works, but it just feels off compared to when you've cast it in the past.
I normally feel like when I cast my spells, I get them from the same place. This one feels like it's coming from somewhere else.
I don't like that.
I watch in awe as she levitates down, realizing I've underestimated this woman at just about every turn so far.
She lets them know, that she feels that the magic in here is off, that it might be influenced by something else.
Did I feel the same way when I cast guidance on her earlier?
Oh, you cast guidance on the boat.
I cast guidance on the boat, and then I was going to say, because I thought she was just going to go straight through this opening. I cast it on her as well.
You don't have the same level of intuition about the pathway.
Okay.
But you definitely felt when you cast guidance, it caused a strange shiver.
Okay.
And the hair on the back of your arms kind of stood.
Your possum
All the
arms.
hair goes up.
All the hair.
All the hair
Just a little
just
bit.
goes. I just kind of
hackles.
poof out for a second.
You're a bristle brush.
Okay.
Okay.
Shake that off.
Well, yeah, I feel wary, but it's that kind of thing where I feel like there's no real great decision or pathway, but this is the best one. So this is where I'm going.
Can I do an investigation check into the debris below us? See if there's any signage, if there's anything
Yeah. Go
that
ahead and
says, like, get out.
start
of the
that
town.
investigation.
Okay.
May I also investigate?
Sure.
Right. Oh my god.
6.
Okay.
17.
6 and 17. Perfect. It's a group effort. You see that the material here, it's directly below the hopper, which is kind of strange. Like, normally you wouldn't expect it. There might be some loose stuff around it, but it's right below, as if maybe somebody was trying to build up a path, or maybe by accident some equipment nearby has been damaged by some of the falling rubble. But whatever happened here, this is going to make it pretty difficult to ever use this hopper again. And in the distant fog,
Yeah.
you hear a call.
Whoa. Can I do a nature check? Do I recognize that? Do
Yeah.
I know what that sound is?
Can I also try with my breadth of wild animals
It's 4.
knowledge?
17.
17.
Whoa.
Also 17.
Okay.
Maybe we
So-
should have left that rope up there.
Maybe it's because both of you have had friends in the past.
Mhm.
It sounds absolutely unnatural and terrible, but that sounds very similar to the time you've heard elk scream.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's not good.
And Dr. Din hasn't had all the imagery with the antlers and stuff, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh, sounds like an elk. Oh, no, my God, it's fucking Texas.
I think it's fun if your accent slips all the time.
Yeah.
It's obviously fake. Dr.
It
Din
is obviously fake.
No, Dr. Dan is
Dr. Din's from Brooklyn.
a completely authentic human being who is a crocodile.
What direction is the sound coming from?
It's fog, so it does kind of disperse
Yeah.
it, but it did sound stronger towards where the rail cars are going, the
Okay.
tracks.
Towards where we want to go.
I look at Rena.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have is there a feeling pushing you now?
Can I roll something for that? Can
Roll
I do
for
a
vibe.
check for like a Arcana or something?
Yeah. Arcana or religion
Religion.
will help you tap more into...
Okay, I'm gonna roll a religion. 20.
Jeez.
I'm very pious.
Very pious. Refresh my memory. What was the exact question?
am I getting a feeling that it is necessary to go towards this sound, and maybe if we're going to be protected by something or not, if we're going to be okay going towards the sound?
Oh, you feel the complete opposite.
Cool.
Oh no.
I am torn. I know my mission and why I'm here, but the other two don't. And I don't want to bring them into danger, but I feel like I need to go towards the sound.
So what do you say when I ask how the feeling pushes you?
So I say, I feel like it might be dangerous, but I feel like I need to go towards this sound.
Hang on, Miss Rena. I'm sure that whatever is compelling you is very important, but I think it would be naive of us to suggest that there is no potential danger at all.
I think that there was always going to be danger on this trip.
I agree. I would like to scout out first.
I feel that I am at a crossroads right now, and I think I just need to tell them where I'm coming from. So the reason I'm on this trip is because I got a message from an old childhood friend of mine saying that there was something very wrong here. I don't know all the details. I just know that she needs my help.
And she's still here.
Yeah, does she live here?
I got the message from here, but I haven't really communicated with her in a long time. But I trust her.
You have been forthright with me, and so I shall be honest as well. I am an ecologist, that much is true, but I perhaps dabble in the art of pursuing nature's greatest challenges.
Yeah, we all know that.
Oh, I thought I was kind of subtle about that. And he, absentmindedly messes with his necklace made of teeth or something.
The most dangerous games.
But in any case, I have reason to believe that something very large and very dangerous is alive on this island.
And that's why you're here?
I wish to study it, at the very least. And if it is as much a threat to polite society as we maybe have been led to believe so far, perhaps more drastic measures are in order.
I just wanted to get out there
I'm
again.
So sorry, little guy.
I came and visited my friends for Yule. It's really a lonely time of year.
It is.
Okay, well, how much protection do you two have moving forward? You
I can
very
heal you.
capable, Miss Rena.
Thank you.
But is there anything you could use? Anything I could help you with? I know lots of ways to prepare for many situations.
I mean, I have, I'm in tune with the natural world and the more sort of spiritual, cosmic levels of that natural world, but I'm not necessarily the best at finding my way around, this planet. So I think it would be best if you stayed. You don't have to. You can go back to the
Rena
ship.
is talking, Dr. Dhin is fishing around in his bag, and he just pulls out like a fistful of many traps, various and sundry kinds. Bear traps, snare traps, catch stuff in the air traps.
Grim, like you just don't care.
Macabre.
And he says, protection can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but will this settle your nerves?
Rena winces. She doesn't like hurting animals.
I don't either, but I am set.
You sure you want to come along?
No.
Oh.
Certainly not. Had a weird feeling about that entrance and something.
I feel like this has to do with you too. I don't know why, but I saw you in my dream last night.
Oh.
And
Oh, y'all two were having dreams too?
you were as well?
You weren't in it, but I had some unpleasantness, yeah.
There must be a reason we all got on that boat.
I suppose. Well, no time like the present, eh?
Oh no.
Is that thing getting closer?
Yes, it is. I think we should move forward stealthily
Yeah.
and with as much caution as possible.
I agree.
And I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself. Which just looks like I do a little, like a little pep talk, kind of little ham bone thing for just a second. I'm like, you got this. Come on. It lasts
ham bone
for 10 minutes.
All right.
Oh. Does protection from good and evil ever have a visual effect in Unu?
It certainly can.
Hmm.
I haven't really talked about it on the show, but spellcasting with somatic and verbal components, I have them doing like sign language to like make a sigil. And there's like a little icon basically that appears in front of you as you're casting the spell, and then the spell happens out of that.
I did pick as one of my languages Common Sign Language because it seems like a useful thing for a Scoutmaster to know.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
Nice. I think as you cast your spell, normally what you expect is just this kind of flickery silver sheen kind of goes over your body, and then if you've ever been attacked by something that is considered evil, it flashes bright, or the opposite, it'll flash dark. But when you've cast it this time, it almost looks like a marbling between light and dark, swirling around your body and is not mixed.
That's not normal.
Do you feel protected from evil and or good?
Do I feel protected?
No. You don't know?
No, I don't. But I'm here, and I can be of help. And fear is the mind killer. Let's move forward.
Okay, all right. That's
Fear helps nobody.
All right. Can we? So, is the direction we're being tempted to go like following along the wall, or is it just like out into the open?
So, Benji, you've been here once before. It was a short trip, and you went into the town and came back, and it really wasn't a very long trip here. You spent most of the time with a friend, I think, in the city. Didn't explore the mines too much or anything. So this rail car pathway obviously leads back to the mines or some kind of processing area. Somewhere in this encampment, there is a path where the rail cars diverge, and that's where they're built. So there's scaffolding everywhere.
Okay.
And then at kind of a distant corner is where people live.
Okay.
So
I share this information.
Okay. So, I mean, if we hear someone in distress, it's probably around where the people are living,
Yeah.
right?
Any elks we know could just be like a person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go help it out.
I recommend we try and stay undercover as much as possible.
Like lie about who we are?
I use my warlock powers. I cast darkness around us so that we can just everyone hold hands.
Does that work? Can we see out if we don't have...
You can cast darkness on an item, and without getting too bogged down in mechanics, can we just like put the item on the end of a rope and drag it 20 feet behind us so we're like our faces are poking out of the darkness bubble?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
You can just have the...
We carry a cloud of darkness with us and walk in it.
I think the cloud of darkness is the magical darkness you're used to, but it seems like this time it isn't just black. It's almost a swirling fog that's kind of drifting around you. It has almost amplified the fog that was occluding your vision before.
This looks different than it normally does, just letting you guys know. I don't really know what's going on.
Magic does seem to be unusual here.
Yeah.
Let's give 3 generic paths forward.
Okay.
The wall's a circle.
Okay.
And you've got pretty much a straight line following rail cars. You can follow the wall around, or pick the middle path between the two straight off into somewhere.
So wall, rail cars, or middle.
Yep.
I think Dr. Dhin would feel the most comfortable hugging the wall.
Okay. I'm okay with doing that.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
All right, then hug the wall we shall. We're trekking.
I would like to do so sneakfully.
Yes.
Sneak away.
A little bit regret not getting past without a trace. Oh, that's extremely good. 27?
Super sneaky. Are you in front of the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I like make it so that, you know, if seen from the front, I'm not seen, but like they can follow some kind of trail or like see my tail poking out of the snow?
We can
or,
hold hands. It's fine.
like, they just hold on to my tail?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I hold on to your tail and also to mine. I hold on to
Yeah.
both of them
Yeah.
We've got them in both hands.
That's okay. Yeah.
as an extra security.
So, you start to follow the wall around.
Mm.
Yes.
You are always keeping the wall close, and there's just dense fog on the far side.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you're following the one literal concrete thing you can follow,
Yes.
and everything else is ethereal
Yeah.
and distant. If you squint hard enough, you seem to see scaffolding in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if you listen hard enough, there's some creaking, as if the wind is blowing just a little bit, but the fog isn't moving, as if wind was blowing.
Yeah.
You continue down the wall, and finally you get to a path that has some kind of asphalt on it, something
Oh.
intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Half leads into the distant fog, the other half leads towards a wall that has had concrete over it once again. Around the wall, you see pickaxes, and the wall is damaged where the new concrete was applied to seal up the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then scattered against the walls and just the perimeter in general, you see bone fragments, clothes fragments.
Mm-hmm.
The wall is splattered with some kind of dark material.
Oh, so yeah, some kind of dark material.
Oh no.
These dark materials. Can I do a either maybe a survival check to see if I can tell maybe specifically what kind of scuffle was had here, what kind of fight was had here, what might make those marks, if it seems like it was a fight between two equal forces or if it was just like a total massacre.
Yeah. Investigation will deal more with the wall.
Okay.
Animal handling will look more towards beast attack kind of things.
I'll do that. That is a 12
In which skill?
for animal handling.
You can 100% tell conventional weapons were not used to kill these people.
Okay.
It was brute force, tearing, a lot of slamming against walls.
Would a survival check get me anything? Maybe like the nature of this assailant.
I think it's pretty clear we're dealing with the monster here.
Yeah.
We're just dealing with a big thing.
You could go ahead and roll. And
Yeah,
let's,
like I've
let's
seen
see
it.
if there's something spectacular.
Yeah, like I've seen a photo of 26
26.
survival.
You can see a concentration of damage to the people's backs. Seems like if they are killed, they were either facing away from this or it always found a way to be behind them.
That's not great.
Every detail makes it worse. Okay.
Do we hear that creature anymore?
It's gone pretty quiet. And also, you are nearing the end of the day. It's probably like 4 or 5 right now. And you haven't slept since very early morning.
Yeah.
So,
It's probably time to start making camp.
If we can, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to do it near here. Or near anything where people were at any point.
Where the rafters are, the scaffolding you were mentioning, are there any buildings that look like they might still be standing there?
not that you've seen from where you were,
Okay.
but you do remember being here before that the town was not all that far from the scaffolding, as that was a lot of what the workers we're commuting to and from to
Okay.
deal with.
Well, I'll share that info and say I think, I could try to get us to that, to the, town part of this. Gosh knows
Yeah.
if anything's there, if there's even a building that we could sleep in.
Yeah. Yeah. We probably need some structure.
But I think that might be our best bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. I follow you.
I'm on board.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go building finding.
Mm-hmm.
Building finding.
What are each of your passive perception?
Austin is too happy.
12.
Okay.
Whoa. Is that right?
Mine's also 12.
Mine is 19.
So you're walking.
Mm-hmm. What do we passively perceive?
The quietest would be on the road, heading back towards whatever's in the middle.
Mhm.
So if you are choosing a path, that would be the quietest. And that does go in the direction of Benji's description, going past the scaffolding somewhere towards the city.
Okay.
But there's another path?
As you continue, there's a path that might go down past the scaffolding towards the mine area
Okay.
and that kind of thing. But it seems like this is more of a central location.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Main road. Maybe like not traveling on the road. I don't know. I feel like you would have a red flag about just standing upright in the middle of a bunch of dead zone, walking right down the road.
Well, the quietest path seems like it could be a good option. If we
Out
can
of the
all...
corner of your eye, Dr. Dhin, see a figure standing straight up. Antlers, 2-pronged antlers, just leaning against a piece of mining equipment discarded on the side of the road. They're not moving at all. It's just the fact that you walked by them that you realize that there is a figure there.
One hand on my weapon, but not drawing it yet. I turn to face the figure.
They're just occluded enough that you may have to get a little bit closer to see exactly who they are. But you turn and face, and they are definitely staring at you. Not moving, not doing anything.
Hey there, stranger.
I turn and
I whip around.
And yeah, like,
Hey,
who were
what's
you
up?
talking to?
I assume they see it as soon as I say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
See antlers coming out of the fog. Benji, give me a wisdom saving throw.
15.
Okay. As you turn, and a panic sets in, and you manage to shake it off. But in the moment, Rena, you also realize that Benji may have a freak out because of what they saw in their nightmare, or at least wherever you were. And the figure steps out of the fog, finger raised to their lips in a sign language of silence. This is a mule deer.
Well,
He steps closer to you.
Insight.
Benji, can you use your sign language to ask them what's going on?
Yes.
It's okay, just breathe.
I give myself a couple little pats on the chest.
You got this.
And then perform sign language to say, hello. Why do we have to be quiet?
He signs again and says, because it can hear you.
It can?
It.
Okay.
Do I have the photograph that I was given?
Sure.
I produce it and I show it to the mule deer, and I point at it with like a question on my face.
He beckons you and starts walking towards the fog off of the path.
I follow.
all right, I guess, yeah. Here we go.
Here we go. I sign quietly to myself.
I pat you on the back. It's going to be okay.
Let's see.
He changes the music.
Mm-hmm. It's because we're coming into the nice part of town.
Totally, yeah. This is the bustling city center.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk towards the rafters, the scaffolding,
You're right.
and these things are huge. not only were minecarts made here, but it seems like some of those ships themselves were crafted on this island and then used to ship the materials off the island.
Okay.
So we're talking 90 foot tall in some places. You can't see the top of them.
Yeah.
Huge I-beams. And of course there's smaller scaffolding that kind of gets you up to the higher stuff. And at this point, a gentle snow has started to drift down through the fog.
Does it smell like snow?
It does.
Okay.
There's a nice stillness that brings some comfort of Yule wherever you all normally are.
Yeah.
And the mule deer just stops suddenly in the middle of the rafters, turns around towards you, and then just gestures around.
Can I sign?
I take it in.
Is this what's left of town?
He signs back, not all of it.
Okay.
Town center points a different direction.
I share it very quietly with them so that when we're in contact, you can also know what he's saying.
The languages weren't going to matter. I did not take sign language.
In the rafters, bolts of cloth are like whipping a little bit harder in the wind, just kind of spontaneous, and some of the snow is actually starting to drift sideways, implying that there is a wind.
I will sign, is anywhere safe?
Oh. He signs back, nowhere in these walls.
Oh.
Maybe, but beyond. Perception checks from whoever would like to perception.
I want to ask questions, but...
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
That's why I...
Well, I want to ask them if they need help getting out.
Yes.
And perception 24.
And a wisdom saving throw then?
Oh, fuck.
Perception, 14.
14. Okay.
No wisdom save. Don't even worry about it.
Nat 1 on that wisdom save. Oh,
Okay,
listener, the face he just made.
18.
Oh.
Okay.
Like you brought him his favorite snack.
Yeah. A check from you as well. A wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom? Okay. 6.
So as Benji is signing back and forth with the mule deer, Rena and Dr. Dhin look up, and those flags that are flapping all over the place are pelts. And the ground has a slight incline to it, and what you're walking on is carrion and bone scraps.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fuck. And this deer's just like walking around on it like it's nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Is our host it?
You want me to ask that?
How would you...
Yeah.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Can you ask them where Cleo is?
I signed that.
Okay. And before we get there, for those two failed perception checks, I just want you to keep note on how many you've failed.
How many wisdom saves we failed?
Yep. Well, not wisdom saves, but take 1 point of what we're going to call sanity damage.
Okay.
I'm stealing this from other places.
Yeah, that's great.
So this is our first one, right? Or
And Calley, or Benji's fine. 'Cause
Too dumb.
you
Couldn't
just
even tell. Can't
weren't-
even see.
You were too busy conversing.
Bones on the floor looks like marble.
This is Carrera? Wow.
So you
Okay.
sign, where's Cleo? He signs back in the town hall.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's my friend who asked me to come here, so...
In the town hall.
Dr. Dhin is just like looking. He's just staring.
I'm gonna sign another question
Okay.
and say, are you okay?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. 15.
He signs yes, but it's just such a simple sign that you're staring him in the eyes anyways, and you see something deep and terrible in his subconscious. Definitely not.
Okay. So it doesn't seem like he needs help getting out of here. Even though we do.
Yeah.
But we gotta go find your friend at the town hall.
I take out a notepad and I write, "Are you it?" And I show it.
He turns and looks directly at you, Dr. Dhin.
Yeah.
Just shakes his head.
I write, "And them?" ? And then I point down.
And then?
Them.
Oh.
Like, who are these? Who are
The
they?
bodies?
It's hard in these short little phrases, but just like I want a rundown. Like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
Well, why don't I hear you. I think a fair question to sign would be what happened here. I do so.
There you go.
Okay.
He gets ready to sign and then steps back towards the main path and beckons you over
Sure.
and takes a look back at all the pelts swinging in the breeze and just the mound of carrion.
Yeah.
And signs they did not submit.
Oh.
And you scribble. And you did?
He takes a long look at that letter and shakes his head in a way that you're not sure if it's no or let's stop talking, and then continues towards the city.
Okay.
I'll drop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I follow him.
I'll follow him. Is he wearing clothes?
Is he
Yes.
naked?
What kind of clothes
I
is he
also
wearing?
imagined him naked for some reason.
I did not, but I'm curious if he's wearing
Just me then.
the clothes of a profession, if he's just got tatters on.
Rags, yeah.
What is...
Yeah, worn and patched, very durable clothing.
Okay.
Like a heavy denim leather top, kind of, not
Okay.
leather, but
Workwear.
It's got dinosaur leather is fine.
Carhartt.
Carhartt. Yeah, he's wearing Carhartt.
Okay.
Old Carhartt.
Yeah, we still got to do the Unu thing. What's like an animal pun for Carhartt?
Well, any animal implies that it is the coat.
Hard
Oh.
bark.
No.
I'll think on it.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. All right, moving on.
No. So I think we follow him towards town, right? I ask him, like, we're going towards town, right? We're going to Cleo. Can you? Okay, thank you.
As you start heading towards that town, you can feel the green light and the rattling of chains behind you.
Behind me.
Not directly behind, but sort of in a direction you have not yet approached.
Okay. I think I need to know more before I go towards that, so I'm going to go find Cleo first.
Can we ask our host what the chains are? What are the chains? Scribble.
Yeah, maybe we'll just tap them on the shoulder and point to the chains and go, huh?
Well, the sound, I can hear them.
Oh, it's just a sound?
You just hold
Yeah.
up your...
Oh, okay.
I think it's something only I can perceive.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he seems confused if you ask the
He
question.
doesn't hear it either.
never mind.
Okay, yeah, I shrug at Rena and we keep walking.
Okay.
The snow starts to come down a little bit harder as the night gets closer, and you approach town. As you walk up to it, it is a village square made of rough combinations of old hardwoods and iron that has been bolted into those hardwoods to just make ramshackle huts. There's nothing elegant about it at all. One of the only solarpunk technologies that even has been instituted here is geothermal warming,
Oh, sensible. Okay.
and it lights that towards the night they turn red slightly, and then in the daytime they slowly brighten up and then go out. And they repeat that cycle. It's something about their construction rather than like someone manipulating it, so it just does it automatically. So as you approach town, they slowly start to turn an orange glow and then a little bit more of a red glow.
Okay. And we would recognize that as like a technological thing, not, some spooky...
It's an old thing, but yeah.
Yeah. It's an old thing. And are there people in the town? There's activity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not people walking about, but as you walk in to town, there is obviously a town hall that has faint light coming out of it. You recognize something that would be a very stereotypical tavern hangout spot. There's a place that would be used for post and communication. It's where landlines would be for you to use, like community landlines. Little mess hall, little private grocery shopping kind of place, and then also another location that would sell little bits of hardware, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So
Do they look open?
there's not light in most of them.
Okay.
Scattered, attached to some, or behind, there's little tiny huts where people may have been living. Benji, when you came here before, this town had something like 600 people living in it. But not much more than that.
Okay. And this was the part of town where town used to be. This is where I had meant to go for. This wasn't built after.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
This is a historic town.
Does he walk us into any specific part of town? Does he just walk us into the center? Where does he take us?
Heads towards town hall.
Okay.
Yeah, I go straight in.
Steps up on the creepy old wooden steps that just walk across the boards, and the doors are just this old rusted metal, swings it open, and inside the town hall you see one long table intended maybe for some kind of feast or something. A nice living wood top cut out there, bunch of chairs all set up, bunch of chairs along the wall. Looks like there was going to be a big gathering or a feast or something here. People preparing for Yule. Above the tables, there's evergreen boughs, cedar garland, mistletoe.
Was there any of that foliage when we came in that we've seen on the island?
Not
organically?
Not from the part of the islands that you were on. And at the very back of the town hall, there's a little raised kind of stage where you probably would have someone stand up to give a talk or a performance. And huddled around just a little portable heater is 3 people. Those people are a owl laying horizontal on the ground. Are iguanas a species?
Yeah.
Okay, there is an iguana. And, oh, I'm sorry. There is only 2.
Oh.
There's a spot to sit, and your mule deer friend walks over, pulls up 3 kind of rugs for you, and then he sits on the floor in his spot.
I run up to the owl, and I say, hushed but excitedly, Cleo, and I go to her.
The iguana turns to you, slow, methodical in their movement, says, "It's no use."
What happened?
Oh, God, are we allowed to talk in here? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's quiet enough here.
All right.
Your friend's, she's been sleeping for a very long time.
Oh, no.
What's quite a long time?
7 months?
Oh, my
8
God.
months?
What? When did you get that
When did I get the letter? Yeah.
Fairly recently.
Oh my God.
What happened? What made her fall into this sleep?
Well, her her mother passed away not too long ago. And took frequent trips back and forth from the mine and eventually just fell asleep, and we found her, thought the poor girl was dead. She's not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Been taking care of her, can get some food down, some water. She seems well enough, just not awake.
How did I get that letter then?
Do you have the letter with you?
Yeah, I pull it out and I show it to the iguana.
What exactly does it read again?
So, okay.
close to your mouth, right?
Is this like a sharing moment?
Yeah, I share. Let me get the words exactly right.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so I pull out the letter, and it came with a book that I haven't showed anyone yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a note that says, I grow weary. The door below has opened. I implore you, come to Camterra and seal away the deep I have braced against for so long. That's all it says. It's from Cleo, and she sent this book that I've been too afraid to open. It looks ancient. It looks old. There's engravings on the outside. It's a material I've never seen. I don't know what it is.
The deep I have braced against for so long.
That it feels familiar. It feels like in my dream when magic comes from somewhere that's off, when we were in that foggy place. It felt like it was coming from deep, from below.
Do you have any idea what she was doing in the mines?
No idea at all.
What, if you don't mind my asking, what do y'all do here?
We wait.
For anything in particular, or?
Just for our lives to pass. For this place to be gone.
Would you like assistance in speeding up the removal of this place?
I was about to say, you're going to kill them?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now what kind of
Manners.
crocodile do y'all think I am?
I don't know, man. I
One
don't
with
know
a
you
huge
that well.
rifle, but
I have a
wants to
huge
kill.
rifle that
Necklace
is
of
not intended for any sentient being who might become a friend.
All of nature is sentient.
I don't quite understand what you just offered.
Do you want to leave?
No.
Why not?
I think we encountered some folks you might have known who wanted to leave. Do I have that right?
Yeah, many of us recently tried.
And?
Well, did you see anyone on the outside?
Do you know Rala and Marnie?
Long time ago.
Am I out of game? Am I correct in that they have been saying that they continually come here? That they do it regularly? Or was this like, oh, we haven't been here in a really long time and now we're making a trip out there?
It's a little unclear exactly.
Oh, okay.
They have brought people to and from the island. That's
but
for
they
sure.
don't go
And
in
from the
necessarily.
So they've been a functioning both ways ferry.
It's intended for it to be a round trip, so much of a this way, that way trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're the ones that brought us here. And they need help with their boat. You guys don't have any boat parts, do you?
Oh, we have plenty of boat parts.
Oh,
Well, we need a chain thingy.
We need a pull string.
a pull string.
We just
And-
all like weakly and defeated.
Can we have a pull swing, please?
Because we're totally getting out of here with it.
They've given us a list. We need a pull string and some rations if you can spare it. I mean, we can pay you for it, but I don't know what.
Do y'all?
Why'd you decide to come here?
Decide is an interesting word.
I thought that Cleo had asked for my help.
Yeah.
I study dangerous and exotic animals, beasts that can be found in the world. And a colleague of mine showed me something very exciting that came from here, but I do wonder whether I've stepped in over my head.
Can I roll an Arcana check on the type of sleep that Cleo is in?
Yeah. 16 on the Arcana. She's alive. The type of sleep is something you can tell just by maybe the rhythm of breathing, the way her eyes seem to move behind her eyelids, that it's a type of astral projection.
Okay.
More than it is
She's somewhere else right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I came here from the invite of Rala and Marnie. Did they drop off people? I mean, I haven't been here for about 10 years. Is that when you last saw them?
About 10 years ago. Yeah, I could see that being a case.
This clearly used to be a thriving, home for many creatures. What's the timeline? When did this thing appear?
The thing appeared. Well, things started happening. Slow things a few years back.
What kind of things?
People having weird dreams. The animals dying off. Magic changing.
Yeah, we've noticed the magic as well.
Don't suppose you've looked at the stars yet?
We have.
Yeah, they're weird.
They're wrong. It's the only way I can think to say it.
Yeah.
Nods his head.
What is in that mine?
There's 2 sections to it.
Mm-hmm.
The forward section, old, used up. You would build a little makeshift town in the back, dig forward, move the town forward, dig forward again. So there's a whole lot of nothing but abandoned equipment till you get all the way to the back. Old place, dangerous. Sealed it up, no reason to go back through that door.
Dangerous, sealed it up. Dangerous, why?
Well, things that don't belong here seem to get through somehow.
In like another dimensional way? In a magical way?
It must be. My friend was talking about sealing something away and that she was doing it. So maybe that's... She's astrally projecting. Maybe that's where she is right now. It's some sort of door.
Well, I think it's not really worth worrying too much. You're here now with us. And it won't be much longer till it's all over anyways. Pull up a chair.
Hold on. You are anticipating your imminent end?
Yeah.
Let's elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay. How do you expect that will come about?
Oh?
I suppose I do take him up on sitting in a chair. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He stands up and retrieves a couple sweets that were prepared ahead of time for Yule. Would you like a drink of some kind?
I look at Benji and Rena to see where they're at.
Why do you think the end is coming? And maybe.
I would like a drink, yes.
Hands you a drink, hands you a few snacks. Well, that old family, we're all old families, but I'm talking about her, nods towards the owl. they've been keeping this town together a long time. And once we had our last set of kids, that's it. Build up the wall and wait for it to all ride out. We would see something in the winter, and we're seeing something in this winter.
What? Now, was there a system previously of some kind of routine sacrifice is what I'm starting to get out of all this?
No.
Nope. All right. Missing the mark here. So you stopped having kids and just decided to let the town...
Feldman signs for things to end finally.
I feel like there's something very unnatural that's been keeping this town going for so long.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do the thing that I've been avoiding for a very long time. I'm gonna drink. I know that when I do, I black out, and sometimes when I wake up, I gain insight.
Is there something we can do? Do you say this out loud to us?
I do. I say this to you, and I say, pay attention.
Is there...
Take notes. Thank you.
Is there something we can do to support you through this?
If I go off somewhere, follow me. Don't let me go anywhere alone.
Sure don't want to wait until tomorrow morning.
I take the drink.
So
For
you start
clear.
chugging away,
I drink as much wine as I can.
and that tingly static of something coming down starts to tickle at your mind.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel my vision going black.
Oh boy.
And then I'm out.
Do you stay out immediately? Does anything typically happen right away?
Normally, I forget bits and pieces, but normally I see a light and hear a voice. And it tells me things almost from a deity-like position. And that's all I remember. I am sort of lucid going into it this time. And I just keep thinking as I'm drinking, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Hoping that intention will follow me during the blackout.
So the iguana just kind of quiets back down, doesn't think too much of what you're doing, and has a strange resignment, I guess, in their voice. But Feldman looks towards Benji and also looks at you other two as well, kind of back and forth, and then signs to Benji. Do you think it's possible for things to continue?
In a good or bad way?
And he signs just continue.
I look at you.
Has he referred to any specific things continuing?
Just continue.
The world always continues, even after we're gone.
So, yes, I think. I sign.
I would like you to roll a persuasion check.
10.
He looks at you for a long time after you say yes, and then you see just like some final little spark or something drop out of the back of his eyes.
Oh God. I go into pep talk mode because I've seen kids lose their drive in Scoutmasters, and I feel like I've seen that spark leave an eye before, and so I'm gonna try to get into pep talk mode and say pretty much what Dr. Dhin was saying, which is that things go on whether, we're here to see them or not, and the natural cycle of nature is to go through death and decomposition to bring new life and blah, 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 all the stuff.
And I'll nod my head in
You
agreement.
just see me. I'm just like...
Okay.
I throw in the occasional, oh, it's not so bad.
I would like either persuasion or arcana or insight. I think are the three that...
Oh.
Yeah, persuasion, arcana, or insight. With disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So that's going to be an insight for me of 15.
I'm also going to do insight of 14.
Okay.
Am I rolling or am I conscious? What is?
Oh, that's true. You're...
Somewhere else.
You're
right
currently
now.
blacked out, right?
Yeah.
Could have a very persuasive little snore.
You start to have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
So you can perceive you're in a room,
Okay.
and your friend, Cleo, right,
Mm-hmm.
is on the ground, and there's a small silver trail leading off somewhere into the distance from there. And your friends are little motes of light, perfectly spherical.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends being Dr. Dhin and Benji. The iguana has a small jagged green flame in your vision. And you see with the mule deer, it is somewhere in between the two, but it is drifting much more towards the green hue and starting to lose its shape.
Okay.
Abstract. Metaphorical.
There's a trail you said, right?
Mhm.
I start to follow the trail in my vision.
Okay.
Does she get up?
Yeah, is she walking?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Huh.
Okay.
Does she look like the owl right now?
I wonder if you're probably on the ground, right? I imagine if you've passed out.
Yeah.
Do you have a comfortable position that you usually take? Or...
Yeah, would you guys help me into a
Yeah, we
comfortable
definitely,
position?
like if there's like a couch or just we
Cool.
arrange some of the chairs.
I'm gonna crick in my
bench.
neck afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the inside of 14 and the inside of 15.
I think we're gonna have to go in that mine.
Well, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it at this point.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, I want
Not
to shoot something.
Yeah, no. The little boy's not excited.
No, Dr. Dhin misses the boat.
I'm gonna go do some boat angels on it.
Both of you get this feeling all at once that there's one thing you can offer each to the mule deer
Mm-hmm.
that may turn something around. But you have to offer exactly the right thing in order for that to happen. Could be an item, could be a promise.
To turn what around?
Okay, to give him some spirit back. To instill a little hope. I think maybe keep the green flame aura from eating his soul. Has to be exactly the right thing, and it can be anything. Okay.
No pressure.
You can ask a couple questions too,
Okay.
but
Okay.
that's the decision has to be made shortly.
Okay.
Is this actually the vibe? Like we're trying to make him feel better about the world before he slips into despair?
I can't ask any more any sort of meta questions. You can ask deer questions, but
I will ask the deer, what are you afraid of?
oh, these signs I'm not.
Is that
Very helpful.
because he's given up? Do you think it could be the photograph? Like, do I
if I show him the photograph, because somebody clearly took this.
Well, you
and
already showed
documented-
him the photograph, didn't you?
Was that? Yeah, that was this character.
That was this character.
But that
That was
means
today, which is crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, this NPC I'm talking to. What it means is that somebody made it off the island, but it doesn't. Maybe that's not the hope.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I really don't have too many things. I don't know what to promise. I don't think I can promise that things will continue. That doesn't seem like something I can sell.
Yeah.
But I do have, let's say, a Scoutmaster book on identifying, let's say, primarily like fungus and mycelium and all this stuff. And in my train of thinking, if we're on the same page, which it seems like we're not, but I don't think it's a good idea to guess what page he's on. I'm going to give him that book because I know he can read, number one. And it is all about things continuing past life cycles and through life cycles in a way that has brought Benji some comfort in his darkest hours. And it's a very well-worn book. And you can see in it, there are some notes that he's made to himself about, maybe species that are very beautiful or ones that remind him of some of his favorite bugs, or his favorite bugs like to eat this one, or he thinks he could cultivate these. So it's just a very well loved book on decomposition. That's what I think I'd like to give the mule deer.
Okay.
Nervous.
He accepts the book and flips it open and starts reading and
Okay.
offers you a little toast with a glass.
Oh,
I'm only going to have a tiny bit. He should stay sober, I think.
so do I have a sense of what this guy has lost or what he's about to lose?
Just kind of what he's been telling you.
I guess I will produce the photograph. It's the only idea I have. I'll produce the photograph and I'll say, now, whatever did this is still here, but this was documented by a good friend of mine who was later able to leave the island, and I believe, and send it to me. And he has a thought as he's saying that about the mysterious message that was sent by this owl who's out of commission, but he's not going to think about that right now. And I have seen all manner of terrible creatures across this great world of Unu. And, I'll be gosh darned if this is my last. Despair, here we go. Despair is bad.
Okay.
Despair is bad. Because, and he's just like looking desperately at his. It's not Banjo. Benji.
Desperately looking at me.
Yeah, desperately at Banjo. Like
Benji.
It's fine.
At Benji.
I mean, I guess it's not, but
He's looking desperately at Benji, trying to find a way to land the plane.
mm-hmm.
I have seen Beast Despair on truly harrowing expeditions, and the ones that chose not to allow themselves to fall into that place are the ones who survived. Many times in my life I could have laid down and just accepted that the world was gonna run me over. And if this iguana's just, or if the mule deer is just like staring unresponsively, I think Dr. Dhin is gonna like start showing him scars and be like, well, see, I got this one from the Motu rhinoceros beetle. And then I'll tell a really
personal
scary
favorite
story
of
about
mine.
and I'll tell a really scary story about that. Telling him stories about like stuff I've survived, does that help him? Am I getting anywhere? Please don't make it persuasion.
He's paid attention to every word, has not given you much feedback on what's happening yet.
All right, so I finished like 3 or 4 stories of like exciting exploits, and I'm like, so you know, it always seems bad, but then there's another side of it. Does that make sense?
He looks at Benji and signs in a way that Dr. Dhin can't see very clearly, though that doesn't make any sense because you don't know sign language regardless.
I guess not.
I you know, if he's doing it like behind his back or something, I can't see. I'm happy to like, you know, look out the window while I'm...
Maybe it's just like behind the book or something.
Okay, sure.
You know, just kind of...
I don't know that he's communicating.
You don't even have to pay attention to that or even know necessarily.
Yeah, no, Din's like reaching into the furthest corners of his memory trying to pull out a good story for this guy.
I think he signs. Your friend has not seen far enough. Rena.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're following the silver line.
I am.
Walking through
Look at you. I shrug.
basically an empty field. You can tell what's supposed to be there. Snow. There's fog. Looking above, you can see much more clearly the anomaly that's in the sky.
What is it? What is it doing? What does it look like?
You can see the strong celestial stars, and then almost reflected behind them, and then a little off to the side, an echo of each one.
Oh.
Very faint. Some of them distorted, couple missing.
Like I'm in an alternate universe.
As you're walking, you stick mostly to the cord.
Yeah.
You don't really want to deviate too much.
I'm afraid to leave it, to let it leave my sight.
There's off to the north, which is the farthest part of the facility you haven't been to yet, is a mote of light that you've seen out there, and it seems to flicker on and off. The cord continues to the east, which you see the mine carts, and that cord turns and then starts following the mine track down that direction. And it gets dark in a way that you're not supposed to see in this realm.
Yeah.
And how confident are you going in that direction?
Fuck it, I go towards the mine direction. I feel like if the cord is coming from Cleo, if it's originating from her, then I'm going that way. That's what I'm following.
Okay. You walk through the mine, and in your ethereal form, you can pass through a lot of obstacles, and there is collapsed areas, there is equipment in the way, but you can just kind of move your way through it. You can walk on something if you feel like it, but not necessarily.
Yeah,
so,
like ghost rules.
As you get deeper and deeper into the mine, there's almost a pressure that you can feel, and there's like an emotional draft coming up. But you feel strong emotions down that direction.
Yeah.
And when you get all the way to the back, you see an open door, cracked, and the rings have been lifted off the hinge and is left open.
Oh, the door from my dream.
The silver cord terminates near a wall, and you can see a ghostly sort of shape of Cleo.
Okay.
And then impaled through the spirit and into the wall is the antler from your nightmare.
Gosh.
Whoa.
So the antler is impaling the spirit version of my friend.
It
in the
has
wall.
her soul
It has her
trapped somewhere
trapped.
else.
I grab it and pull.
Yeah.
If I can grasp it, I do.
And this is just in your dreamscape, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Is that in the dream? Austin! I can't handle this.
Yes, you must.
I've never been so unsettled.
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you grab that and pull it out, and that green flame flashes momentarily as it passes through her spirit. And immediately, almost like a rubber banding effect, that cord vanishes and snaps back towards where it should be going.
Okay.
And then walking out of the door, you see almost 15, 16 tipped antler flames and a figure big and bulky with a long cloak. It's just the shadow, but it steps beyond the door. And you feel someone shaking you in your body.
Okay. I'm scared. I don't want to look away. But I come to. And I wake up and I immediately look at Cleo. Is she okay?
Her eyes are wide in terror. And
Cleo, what happened?
she says, "Well, the door's open now."
Shit!
Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
What did you do? What did you do?
Oh god! Oh
Fuck! Is that...
That's it for this session.
Oh, man.
If we had a paradise, everything we need, could anybody hurt it in fear or for greed? The balance disrupted will answer the call. If an injury to one is an injury to all, we don't know, but we will learn. We can't afford for the world to burn. From talon to claw, together stand. By spell or by sword, we defend this land.
Thanks for listening to Crits and Critters. For real, thank you. We were Pika Heilman, Winona Huang, Austin Rasmussen, Sofia Vidal, and myself, Andrés Eduardo. You can find us and all our individual information at Crits and Critters on Instagram. We're also now offering the $5 Community Gardener tier on our Patreon. For $5 a month, we'll shout out your name or whatever non-gross name you tell me, and you'll help us pay for the website crits-and-critters.com. It would also just be so dang nice if you could leave a review, tell your friends about the show, maybe even subscribe. I don't know. And if you can't do any of that, at least do us all a favor, find or buy some native seeds and put them in the ground. Thanks again, and we'll see you when next we return.
I'm playing Scoutmaster Banjo. He is
That's
possum.
not you. That's the other possums.
Shit.
Hold on, from the top.
We gotta go
From the
from
top.
the top.
You should probably
so
introduce
sorry.
your character first, by the way.
That's a good point.
Shit, that's right. Okay. Then, welcome to a special Crits and Critters. Fucking fucked it up again.
I'm gonna write the name down so I
just
don't
gonna
get it wrong.
cross this one out so I don't accidentally read it. Format, text, strike through.